What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Range Talk podcast. My name is Cisco, and he's ignoring me again.
My name is not Boaz.
Well, you know what? That's better. That's better than Woo. Anyway,
Was it Woo or Victor last time?
last time it was Woo.
Oh, okay.
I was deeply offended by that. I was like, how dare you? All right, but anyway, guys, this is going to be a very interesting episode of BB Wars. BB Wars. It's going to be a very interesting episode of the podcast. We're going to be explicitly talking about BB Wars, the upcoming event we have coming on, Air Raid Revival, happening next week, actually, by the time of this recording of the video. Going to be happening October 21st at SC Village. If you haven't already gotten your tickets, by the way, I would highly recommend you pick them up right now. Remember, walk-ons are not going to be allowed, only pre-registered. So make sure you get your tickets now while you can. You'll also be getting 5 entries into the next shopping spree giveaway as well.
Which, by the way, the shopping spree giveaway has been stacked.
That's right.
So you'll get 5 chances to win a $1,200 shopping spree.
Yeah, I'm going to take these iPros off. I don't know why I still have them on.
That's
anyway.
Isaiah has been filming all day, which is why he's still in kit.
Yep.
I literally had to drag him to film the podcast.
I said, no, stop. I got work.
No, yeah. We're both very busy, but...
What? No, man, make me put some content now. God dang it.
I'll just play it. No, today is actually very interesting because, I have been leading BB Wars for a few years now, which is very surprising.
Actually, you know what? I think we should take it a step further back even more. For anyone that's new, any newer viewers, first-time watchers of the podcast or just of our content in general, maybe we should answer a very important question that they have. What is BB Wars?
Okay, so BB Wars is an event hosted by AirsoftGI.com. At one point, I mean, we still do it in different states, but at one point we were hitting like East Coast, West Coast, Texas area. And it's I've always said it as it's a Milsim light, a diet Milsim, if you will, or an introductory Milsim event.
Milsim Zero.
Yeah, Milsim Zero. But it's a larger event with a larger a team base that is objective based, but it's not as strict as a Milsim event would be. Depending on which Milsim event you go, it could be fairly light in terms of like regulations and rules and requirements, but then there are some that are like you need to be like on point with everything. Like I think one of the, I don't want to say difficulty levels, but one of the events that I think needs a little bit more mental and equipment like preparedness is Milon West, like what you do.
Yeah.
Because those, like, there is a definite like hard chain of command. There's like squad leaders, platoon leaders.
Even down to like the uniform, right? There's an actual like uniform requirement as far as what, depending on what faction you're going as, what you're allowed to wear in terms of your kit.
Yeah. What about guns?
Guns as well.
Guns
right?
as well,
so
for a specific team.
For Milsim West specifically, if you wanted to go as NATO, you have to go with NATO-based weapons. And if you want to go as Rus 4, you have to go with Rus 4 or Eastern Bloc style weapons.
Yeah. Same
thing with militia. It's kind of a combination of both.
Okay. Yeah. See, that makes sense. As to where BB Wars, it's a little bit more relaxed. The camo patterns, there are still requirements for both teams, but it's basically Empire and Rebels. Rebels are like PMC civilian clothings. I've gone to them where people have dressed up in like onesie costumes.
Hell, even dudes will do like legit cosplays for BB Wars.
Oh yeah,
well, like actual Star Wars outfits.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And same thing for the Empire as well. Normally Empire is going to be like all camo patterns. But you can get a little bit more creative with it. It's a little bit more lax that way. And then we don't have any like gun or magazine or BB restrictions. Well, the BB Wars Air Revival that's going down next week, it is a little bit more structured, so there is going to be a little bit more
a few more rules.
Yeah, a few more rules, not restrictions, but just to give a little bit more of a challenging edge. But it's not as intricate as some other Milsim events, which is
where it's organized down to like the squad level.
Exactly, which is why I really like it, because it's good for younger players or just casual players to just come through, attend the event, use whatever gear they have, just pick the team that they want to be on, and just go have fun.
No, we actually make it very, very easy for anyone, literally of any skill level or experience level, to get into BB Wars. An absolute noob could go into BB Wars, honestly, and like be totally fine. Because at the end of the day, for Rebels, it's actually very easy. You know what the kit is? Whatever you got on you, what you're wearing right now, right? Your basketball shorts, your jeans, your t-shirt, your hula shirts, whatever it may be. Right, like, you know, and then you see people who show up like the BB Wars who literally just show up like they just got up in the morning, right? And that's totally fine.
No.
That they are fitting the role of a rebel fighter, right? A civilian-looking person, right? That's the whole point.
Yep.
Very easy, very affordable, very attainable. This time around, yes, we are going to have a few more rules when it comes to like the different classes, but it's not like you have to go NATO-based guns or Eastern Bloc style guns. Nothing like that. You can, however, load it you want, as long as it falls within the certain categories. That's totally fine.
Yep.
But you've been doing BB Wars for how long yourself?
Well, entirely, I think the first BB Wars that I attended, I think was 2012.
Oh, okay.
But before BB Wars, there was the Tim versus Bob game series, and I went to my first one of those. I think that was 2011 or 2010, maybe 2010, when Tim versus Bob happened. That was definitely my first introduction into a larger event, and it was such a blast. It was so cool. Like, it's definitely a different experience from being able to play like a regular walk-on game where the turnaround for the games are relatively quick. You know, it's like you might run like
maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes that's short, or even maybe on the longer side, maybe like an hour long.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably the longest I've seen for like a casual day of Airsoft, my bad.
I know, Joe.
But with BB Wars, you know, the games, they're multi-objective based. There's many different things for you to accomplish to help your team get points to win, but it runs longer as well. And what was cool about it, especially when I did my first like Tim versus Bob, like prequel to BB Wars event, at that time I had like just a ton of high cap magazines, like M4, my G36, my sniper rifle, and like whatever I wanted to run, as long as like it met the field requirements of FPS and stuff, I was able to run it. Yeah, I could like literally walk off the game because they ran for like 3 hours, maybe even 4 hours straight for the games. It was nutty.
Is there a BB Wars event, specifically BB Wars, that you attended that like stands out as your favorite?
As my favorite,
because you've been, like you said, you've been doing them for like since 2012, 2011.
Yeah. So I think the most, like, I do love them all. They all hold a special place in my heart.
I can imagine, yeah.
I think my most favorite one was going to be the first BB Wars that I got to host as the Empire leader. It was very new to me. Like I have experience working with the team. I don't think my communication skills are the best, like on field, like because I try to give as much detail, but like at the same time, it's like be short, concise.
It's difficult, man. That's a legit skill. That's hard to master.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But just me being able to go out to Texas. This is 2019, shortly after like I took the marketing seat.
Was this was it Sunbreaker or something like that?
No, I think the name of the event was Rise of Darth Cisco.
Oh, okay.
Which, you know, I'm kind of glad we got rid of the Darth Cisco thing. But
hey, did Darth Cisco rise, or are you just happy to see me? Anyway.
Yeah, but because like it was my first time going out to Texas, it was actually really insane. I did like a 2-day turnaround. I flew out Saturday afternoon, got there like midnight, got picked up, dropped off at my Airbnb, literally slept for like 4 or 5 hours because when I got to my Airbnb, like I had to prep all my gear and stuff. Then woke up, got picked up, and it was like November, I think.
Okay.
It was cold. I was not expecting it to be that cold in Texas.
I guess because you imagine Texas, right? It's just like it's all hot, and
like
shit, like a desert.
Like it was frozen on the floor.
Yeah.
I was like,
it gets cold there, man.
Yeah, I know.
Now you know.
I definitely know now. But it was so cool because like it did warm up. Like I think it got to like a comfortable like 70 something degrees with like a cool breeze. It was a really great day. Light overcast, but the sun was shining through.
Still sounds really nice weather, actually.
Oh, dude, like everything lined up perfectly for that event. And it was my first time going out, meeting the local players. And just the way, shout out to the boys in Texas who helped us ran and organize the event.
Shout out to D14.
Yeah, shout out to D14 for sure. Shout out to my boy Crixus. Before Kinetic Impact existed, they were helping me out too. Yeah, it was such a blast. And I think because it was a new experience for players as a whole, the community out there is fairly different from out here. It being a BB Wars is already like, it brings it to like a 9 out of 10 for me. But then just seeing everyone like working together, not even just on the Empire side, but the Rebel side too, it was such a blast. That like definitely has to take at least top 3 for like all BB Wars. But honestly leaning for that one being like number 1.
Oh, damn. All right. I mean, that is definitely your favorite. That is your favorite. Okay, so what about BB Wars do you think is so special to you in terms of like, compared to any other airsoft event? Because there are multiple events that happen. Dare I say, like other similar Milsim Light events that exist out there, right?
Yeah.
Like 1 day ops. Hell, you can even say like Lion Claws is kind of in that same sort of like, maybe not the exact same, but very similar in that aspect where it's not as intense or not as strenuous as say Milsim West, but it's still a very cool event, like in large scale for sure.
Yep.
What makes this one special for you in terms of like how BB Wars is set up?
So I think there are a couple of key factors that really like make BB Wars stand out for me, and what I think makes it great for every airsofter. I think number 1 is we try to hit local fields that like a lot of you guys out there, a lot of players would go to for regular gameplay. We're not going to, like, sometimes there have been special like AOs, like Rockahula Water Park. We've done it there.
I really wanted to go to that one. That's the one I always wanted to go.
It's funny because I was working here when we had it there, and my manager was the Empire leader at the time. He was like, "Sorry, you got to work." I was like, "You motherfucker!" I was like, "You." He was like, "You gotta be at the store." I was like, "Damn it, I want to." No, yeah. Normally, like we try to hit the local fields. Like we'll take like everyone's like recommendations, viewer recommendations, be like, hey, you should hit up this field over here. You should hit up this field over here. And then like we'll do our research, see what the maximum capacity is. Because for BB Wars, the turnout is relatively large. I don't think I've gone to a BB Wars where there was under like 300 players.
Damn.
Like it's normally way above 300. So yeah, I think that's number 1. It's local to you. So you're not having to plan this very extraneous trip. Maybe you're a couple hours away from the field, but it's relatively like reachable.
Yeah.
And the way it's set up, it's easy to play, as we mentioned earlier, because we're not really restrict on requirements for your team or weapons or anything like that. Typically, we follow the field's safety rules and FPS rules, and then it's just a matter of joining your team. And then lastly, I think the cost is definitely one of those things that help out as well, because even for like a introductory or like event similar to BB Wars, they'll still range maybe like $100+ for the ticket, right? Yeah. As to where BB Wars, depending what field, what time of year,
I've seen them go as low as like, what was it, $35?
$35.
Yeah.
$35.
That's like normal cost of entry for a lot of outdoor fields.
Exactly. So like that is actually like one of the coolest things too, because it's so easily attainable to get a ticket and go play without having to stress about it. But you do get the level of like coordination and planning and immersion. Thank you. Immersion.
I was like, immersion. Is that the word? Like, you confused me for a second. I was like, wait, have I been saying it wrong this whole time?
Yeah, the level of immersion where it is more layered, not super intricately, but in a way that just breaks up regular gameplay.
Would you say they're like onions? They have layers?
They're like layers. I was trying to.
Onions have layers.
Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. Nobody likes onions. What about cake?
All right, so Cisco, BB Wars hasn't really been or taken place in SoCal in quite a few years, right? We did have Coastal Front happen a few months back, But that was definitely, a bit of a drive. That was all the way up in Anderson.
That was definitely Northern California.
Yeah.
That was
a very different scene, right?
Yeah, I think we're like 30 minutes to an hour away from like San Francisco.
I think a little more.
Maybe.
It definitely felt like,
we're far.
We're far, man. this ain't Kansas no more, man. This ain't LA anymore. Right?
Kansas.
It definitely felt more like Kansas, though. But no, for sure, like that event, was definitely a bit far out in terms of its location. So now thankfully we were able to have the opportunity of hosting it at SC Village. Shout out to SC Village. Thank you guys for letting us host it there. And again, to Team Biohazard for working with us to host this event and all the new game rules. But why was it so important for you and for GI to have BB Wars back in SoCal?
So here's the thing. When I started Airsoft GI in 2015, the last BB Wars that happened in Southern California, I believe, was in 2016, like summer of 2016. There was one that happened shortly after I started in like November, December-ish of 2015. But the last one in Southern California was 2016. But we still had BB Wars in Texas. I believe we still had a couple events in Virginia as well. And when I took the marketing seat in 2019, it had been 3 years since then. And in 2019, I was like, man, we got to bring it back. Like, people have been asking for it. A lot of my friends, regulars to the store, have been asking for it. Like, everyone's been craving it. And I was like, all right, like, I'm going to do what I can. So I reached out to like all the fields, and we like in Southern California, I do think we are a little bit spoiled. We do have
quite a few.
There are quite a few handful of fields out here, especially fields that have a larger area, a larger AO where we can host a lot of people, which is the important part. So I reached out to them, and some of them were interested, and we're like, okay, cool. And this was toward the end of 2019. Coming into 2020.
The Kung Flu struck again. Kung Flu struck.
No,
anyway, it's sorry. I don't know.
Don't do that.
I forgot. I shouldn't say that. I apologize. I'm sorry. But no, yeah, COVID hit and like everything got delayed. Not just events planning, just everything that we had.
Yeah, the world came to a stop, which is absolutely crazy. So for pretty much all of 2020, the plans that I was working on for BB Wars just fell to the back burner and eventually got taken off the stove completely. And then 2021 happened. There were still a lot of restrictions in Southern California, but it started easing up in Texas. So we were like, okay, let's run it in Texas. Let's do that, which was great. Actually, I got to go out with Boaz that time in 2021. Super dope. Things started easing up again, and then we held, we did. No,
I think at that point you were only doing BB Wars in Texas.
Yeah,
it was exclusively.
I can't remember if we did one or two in 2021. I think it was one, but coming into 2022, we're like, okay, let's see what we can do. Let's reach out to fields. Let's start doing a little bit more research. So 2022, I was asking like local fields, like even you were helping me out with like asking like wildlands and stuff. And
yes,
it like he knows how difficult it is to get a hold.
All the respect in the world to
someone.
wildlands, especially the reps there, because you guys do a fantastic job. But man, oh man, reaching your owner is freaking impossible, man.
Isn't he always out of country?
Yes, he's never there.
That's the problem.
And we email him, and it's like nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Which makes it really difficult. So we're like, okay, we did BB Wars in. Actually, Boaz and I did the road trip 2022. We did the road trip from Cali to Texas, and that honestly that did take up a lot of like marketing budget. So we made the stop at VIP Airsoft in Phoenix. Shout out to those guys; they're super dope. It was a lot of fun. Then going to BB Wars in Texas for that weekend, and then flew back. And then toward the end of 2022, getting into 2023, we're like. Actually, no, I think it was even before we went to Texas. We started like talking to different fields. We were reaching out to people, and US Airsoft World we got in connection with. And shout out to Frank and everybody there. Super, super dope people. Like I like a lot of their values I really do respect and admire and hold like myself, which was super dope. But yeah, we were able to line that up, and Steve and the crew at D14, they were gracious enough to let us host, and I'm super grateful for them as well. So we're like, okay, like especially US Airsoft World, like that was like one that I was like, okay, like we're doing this, like momentum is gaining, like we locked in a date, okay, tickets are for sale, like it's going.
happening.
Yeah, like it was definitely like super hype, and a lot of the people that we interact with, especially you guys in the live stream and stuff, were like, oh man, that's the first one in SoCal or in California. Like, okay, like we planned it out, and that one was super dope. That was your first BB Wars,
That was my
right?
first ever BB Wars like event ever, right? And honestly,
Crazy.
that was a dope event too, because I've got like, it wasn't even just the event too, which was, first of all, that was amazing, but it was also the fact that it's like, we did the road trip, we did fucking like just dicking around the entire time, right?
Yes.
Right, and hanging out post and after game too was also really cool. That was also really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all about the experience too, though. And we did that, and then we did the BB Wars in Texas, like literally the month after. That was literally earlier this year. It feels like it wasn't that long ago, but that happened in like April.
Yeah, it wasn't
April and May.
It wasn't like super long ago, like the beginning of the year. Not at all. It was just like in the middle of the year, right? But it just it feels so fun. It feels so far away too at the same time.
It does. It's such a surreal experience, because now that you've gotten to be a part of BB Wars, what do you think for you is the most alluring thing about it?
Honestly, it's just playing with a bunch of people that I don't normally get to play with. That's one big thing for me, right? Because a lot of times players don't want to come out to regular like walk-on games unless it's they'll only come out specifically for like bigger events because time, money, whatever it might be, right? So during like BB Wars, that's a perfect excuse to be like, you know what, it's time to dust off that old gear, right? Time to get back in the game. And so a lot of players that don't normally play as often will come out. Maybe a lot of newer players who've never been to any sort of Milsim event, or never really been that active in the community, will now come out and participate in this and feel like, oh, I'm part of this big community. I got to take place in this, essentially, right? What is an event for Airsoft, right? It literally is an event that you could take place like, oh, I was there at BB Wars, Air Raid Revival. I was there at Coastal Front, or whatever name we end up giving or for that operation, right? They get to be a part of it, and I get to experience that with them. I get to see that. I get to play with them, play with a bunch of people. It's at the end of the day, the biggest thing, I guess, is just playing Airsoft, but there's so much more that goes around with it. That's who I'm playing with, how I'm playing it too. This one's going to be interesting too, considering like the technology that's going to be integrated into the game.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, circling back to your original question, I really wanted to bring BB Wars back to Southern California, not only because of how long it's been away, but I know the community out here has been lacking it. Like, there have been Milsim events that have happened in SoCal. They're like smaller events as well, but there hasn't been anything like a BB Wars that happened in Southern California for a long time.
And even then, would you really consider, like, when Milsim West comes out, right, to Victorville, right? That's very popular, probably the most popular AO in California, right? Because a lot of people don't want to make that much of a drive, right? All the way to Clovis, for example. Very few people, I like doing it, but I know some people might not. Even then, at Victorville, is that really considered SoCal? You know what I mean? Is that really considered a SoCal event? I would say that if we're talking just about like legacy, name, reputation, BB Wars Air Raid Revival is going to be the first major, I would say major, Airsoft event that happened in SoCal in a few years.
I agree. I mean, here's the thing. I know SC Village ran an event before. I don't know if it was their event or if it was from another company that hosted it there. And then I know in SoCal, the tip, almost Mexico, SoCal, there were some events that happened at the Marine base. I forget, they have a field there.
Pendleton,
yeah. Oh, well, at Pendleton. Is it called the Pendleton Field?
I have no idea what it's called.
Yeah, there's actually a field in Pendleton, and then there's the Mount facility that I think Lion Claws hosted an event there. But those were like more Milsim events, which if you're in the LA area, which I would say like a good percentage of the airsofters in California are in, San Diego is like a 2.5 hour drive.
I can get there in an hour.
Yeah, with your fucking Joe speeding there, boy.
It ain't speeding if you don't get caught.
No, it's still speeding.
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, but Yeah, it's just I can't deny that there haven't been events out in Southern California. There have,
Of course.
yeah, but there hasn't been an event like this where it's very easy for the average player to come through. Which the whole point of BB Wars is to bring every type of airsoft together. The milsimmer, the casual, like the competitive side. Like, it's to bring everyone together in one area and play. You're not restricted. Like I don't know if like Speed QB teams feel like I can't really go to a milsim event because it's not like my cup of tea or whatever. Vice versa.
They'll like, from what I've heard from them, they'll like, some of them will attend, right, just see what it's about.
Yeah.
But a lot of them will say like, oh, there's a lot of, like, for Milon West, for example, oh, it's a lot of standing and waiting, it's a lot of waiting around.
Yeah,
They just want to go in and shoot, right?
Exactly.
And that's kind of the beauty with like BB Wars, is that it's got something for literally everyone, right? If you wanted to go in and have more, like, again, direct action, just straight nonstop action, yeah, for sure. A lot of these games are going to be going on for like an hour, maybe even a little bit more, depending, right? And it's just going to be nonstop fighting, right? If you were an absolute new beginner player, you don't have to worry about like, oh, I need very specific sets of gear, I have to go with this very specific gun. Not at all. You can rock with whatever it is that you have. You can go on either Empire or Rebels, right, depending on the gear you have. And even then, you really want the hack, go Rebels because it's really cheap. I mean, Cisco and I are partial, right? Because we both run Team Empire. But you know, at the end of the day, if you're really on a budget, if you're an absolute beginner player and you don't have a whole lot of gear, it makes it so easy just going as a Rebel. Yep,
exactly. Which again is why I really wanted to bring it back, because I think there has been a disconnect with the SoCal community for a few years now, which is pretty sad to see. And you know, as much as I want to say we're all airsofters and we're all united under the same hobby, there are the subdivisions of airsoft.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been an event to bring us all together that is literally just, hey, here's a large event for like a fuck ton of people. Go have fun.
No, I get that. I think right now in SoCal Airsoft is very interesting. Like, there's so much history in terms of airsoft, like starting here and everything, right?
Oh yeah.
And the scene taking off. But I do feel like you're kind of hitting the nail on the head there, right? Where it just feels like there's been a disconnect, not just from like SoCal Airsoft from each other, but just like the community as a whole, right? Like, take our Discord, for example, and any of the Mayo Gang community that we've built, right? The Mayo Gang community spreads all across the US. And we actually have dudes that are coming in from like, you know, New Zealand, Australia, the Philippines. I was actually surprised by the Philippines, but I was like, whoa.
We have some viewers in Japan.
I didn't even know that, right? Apparently Mayday-san's like a fan, which is like insane to me.
Absolutely insane.
Which is hilarious. I still want him to come in and like meet you, just so I don't know, I just want to play. It'd be so. Anyway,
he's back in Japan.
I know, right? I knew it wasn't gonna last long in Canada.
He said he hates it there.
Yeah,
absolutely hilarious.
But like, I do feel like the communities have kind of like, you know, definitely sectioned off in their own little groups, and there isn't really too much of a connective tissue bringing us all together. So having an event like this, where it's, hey, we're not putting labels on anything, right? We are literally just trying to have a fun event for anyone, any age, any scene that you play, and it doesn't matter. You can literally bring whatever it is that you want to this event, and you're gonna have fun.
Yeah, exactly. And just to kind of clarify, I'm not talking shit about
hell no,
about the subdivisions of airsoft.
Hell no.
The reason they kind of developed subdivisions was so they can grow in their own populace. Like,
it's normal human behavior to want to be in groups that are similar in value, tradition, whatever it is that they make in values and how you play. And same thing with sports, right? Football players want to hang out with football players. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be the same thing no matter where you go. Everyone wants to do this innate tribalism. But, you know, I feel like that has been kind of the case a little bit too much recently. I want there to be an event where we can all just get, can we all just get along?
Can we all get along? Yeah, no, exactly. Which is why I really wanted to bring it back to SoCal. Which is why when Mike from Biohazard, you know, reached out to us, he'd be like, hey, you know, our schedule's opening up. I'm going to be taking care of it. Do you guys want to host BB Wars? We're like, yes, finally someone got back to us. Because before Mike was got a hold of us, I've been trying to work it out with SC Village. And again, just because the way that the world was, because of COVID and just timing, everything just fell through the cracks, which is unfortunate. But now that we're, you know, coming back, like, things are pretty much opened up now.
Makes it a lot easier.
It does make it a lot easier, which is great. And it's something that I'm really excited to see, because we're going to be able to do a lot more.
Before we continue, we got to go over the promos one more time. Guys, by the time that this video uploads on Sunday, BB Wars is next Saturday, right? You don't have a whole lot of time to go ahead and get your tickets. Remember,
6 days.
6 days. Literally 6
Actually,
days.
you only have like 4 days left from this video going live to actually buy your tickets, because the cutoff is going to be Thursday night.
Yeah. So again, that's actually going to be right in time, literally right in time for the next shopping spree. Remember, any orders for your BB Wars tickets will be getting you 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway, which has been stacked, right? So you're looking at a $1,200 prize pot, which you can win literally just by getting your BB Wars tickets. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell everyone that you know that this event is happening, and you got to get your tickets before Thursday night.
Absolutely. Why not? You're going to attend the amazing event this upcoming Saturday, and you're going to have a chance to win a $1,200 shopping spree. And I'm just saying, if you're local to SoCal, you win it Thursday night, you come in Friday to pick up all your goodies, then you go play BB Wars. It's going to be that.
And you think it's going to end too when BB Wars is over? No. We're going to be hanging out after, of course. Hang out with the Mayo gang.
It's going to be super damn dope. You guys do not want to miss out. But, okay, so let's wrap this up. I think I've gone a very sentimental this podcast.
No, it's cool, man. Hey, look, BB Wars has a long-running history, right?
Absolutely.
There's a long-running history with BB Wars, and it has sentimental value to you because, again, this was a big, I'm assuming this was like your first, like, bigger, larger airsoft event that you had attended, right? Like that and the Bob and Tim, like Bob versus Tim's events, right?
Yeah, the Tim versus Bob was the first larger event that I've done, and then that led me into exploring more Milsom events, like Milson West and other things. Not Milson West, Lion Claws is what I meant to say. But it's led me down that rabbit hole. Exactly. So it like just opened up another realm of airsoft on how it can be enjoyed. So yeah, there's a lot for me to talk about. I do feel very emotional about the event, especially with the amount of work that not just me, but you and the rest of the team and the fields and community have helped out with.
It's a collaborative effort, honestly. Yeah. It cannot work if one piece of the puzzle isn't there.
Exactly.
Right? Like if one of us is lacking, it's all gonna suffer.
Oh yeah.
Right? So like this is being able to even secure a date is already hard enough, right? Putting it together is a whole operation.
Yeah.
So honestly, again, guys, you got to make sure that you get your tickets like now, like because remember, walk-ons are not going to be allowed on that day of. I know if you guys are hoping like, oh, maybe it'll show up. No, walk-ons are literally going to be turned away.
Nope. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is. So grab your tickets right now. But to wrap this podcast up, Isaiah, what are you the most excited about for this Saturday?
Well, for me personally, I mean, okay, I'm going to give my my answer, and then I'm going to give my actual deep sentimental answer.
Okay.
My anscer, kick some rebel ass, baby. That's what I want to do. I want to
That's the official Empire stance.
right. Again, just can't handle this friggin'. Anyway.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, brother. But yeah, no, like in all seriousness, like the most sentimental like I can get like for BB Wars is just I genuinely mean what I said, where I really look forward to playing with other members of the community. Right? I love it when I can see friends that I talk to outside of the fields come down and actually play and working together and meeting new people. Yep. Actually, even though I'm a fairly socially awkward person, not that I'm antisocial, I don't know.
No, I get that.
Right?
I'm the same way.
I want to communicate and I want to talk to people and I want to make connections and make new friends, but I'm not always the best at doing it. So this gives me a very easy excuse to make friends. It's like, all right, cool, we're all here to shoot people.
Just own up to being awkward. Like I'd be like, hey, I'm fucking weird, dude. I'm fucking weird, dude.
Okay, to be fair, if someone would come up to me and just started saying that, one of two reactions. Either I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm down, or get away from me, please. I don't know what to do.
Bro, you need to leave. You need to leave. No, that's honestly, I think that's what I'm most excited about for this Sunday, too.
Oh, also, the postgame meal.
Oh.
Always look forward. Postgame meals are the best.
Even for regular days of airsoft, just getting to eat with the homies, talking about everything that you did. Solid conversation and good eat. Even if it's like the shittiest meal, it's still good.
Fun, yeah.
It's still good. But no, yeah, I'm actually really excited just to be able to play with the community. It has been really difficult for me, just time and scheduling wise, to enjoy regular gameplay as much as I want to, even though I get to go out every so often. It's not that big of a turnout. Not saying that I don't like it, but especially for an event like this where there are going to be a lot more people, especially like guys that we know that are coming out. Like when you told me, was it Wednesday, or I think it was Wednesday, the chef was going to be driving a flight.
I don't know.
Bro,
the fact that he's coming is like...
Yeah, he's coming all the way from Utah. Fidel's supposed to be coming too from Hawaii.
He confirmed he's coming?
That's what he told me. I haven't heard from
Watch it be one of those like reverse, right? Where it's like Coastal Front. He's like, yeah, I'm not going. He shows up.
And then I'm going there.
I'm going. Doesn't show up.
I'm going to strangle you, bro. No, but yeah, I'm just really excited to play with everyone. Win or lose, it's going to be an amazing day. I know that for a fact. I know it's going to be fun. I know it's going to be chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
In the best way possible. And, yeah, it's just the fact that it's in our own backyard makes it very nice, you know? The past 4 or 5 BB Wars, I've gone home to a hotel.
You've had to fly. We've had to take an hours-long road trip.
Yeah, hours. Half a day. Actually, that was the whole day.
No, I think that was a whole day. Yeah, we left in the morning.
No, but yeah, it's actually really nice to have it come to SoCal, especially like for the local community out here too. They get to experience the event and do the same thing. Once they're done, they can take their happy ass wherever they want to. There's not a hotel that they need to get back to and pack up and stuff. They can literally just go home and crash. Or, you know, hang out with the boys.
The boys.
Yeah, but I'm actually really excited for it. But at the end of the day, we are going to destroy the rebels. Hello.
The bounty we're putting on Boaz or his head right now.
I mean, there's an unspoken rule. If you can capture the enemy HVT, you quote unquote win the game.
I mean, even if you don't win, we all know you win.
You take the highest honor in BB Wars. If someone captures me, I don't even know what to do.
They got to take pictures. That's the thing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
If I find Boaz, right, and we're able to like kill him, right, we got to like have him down. We all take pictures with him. You know, when SF dudes, whenever they kill someone, they're always like,
yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. We got to put the flag.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, if someone is able to capture me, that'll be great. I won't go down without a fight.
I'd rather kill myself than let myself be taken in rebel hands.
Yeah.
I have a suicide gun, literally, just for that.
What?
Nothing. Anyway.
All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. Get your tickets to BB Wars. It's going down in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 6 days from today, from this video going live. So grab your tickets right now. They're $50 at airsoftgi.com. You can join Isaiah and myself on the Empire, or you can join Boaz on the Rebel team. It's going to be a ball either way. And if you get your tickets right now, you will get 5 entries into the $1,200 shopping spree giveaway this Thursday as well. You guys don't want to miss out. We're maximizing your chances to win. And you get to play a dope-ass event with the boys. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, something we didn't mention, we're opening up multiple maps at SC Village.
Oh yeah, they're opening up like the normal like barriers that would be there. Yeah, they're not going to be there for us. We're combining maps, so it's a literal large-scale airsoft game.
Yeah, it's gonna be super dope. You guys don't want to miss out on it. I hope to see you guys there for sure. Grab your tickets right now. You seriously don't want to miss out. Anything else you want to talk about BB Wars?
BB Wars related? No, just again, guys, make sure
join the right team, the Empire, baby. Let's go.
Just gotta make sure that you get those pre-registers in, because again, I can't stress this enough. Walk-ons will not be open. You have to get pre-registered beforehand.
Yep. Other than that, guys, yeah, grab your tickets. I hope to see you there. It's been fun. Hey, how's it going?
Awkwardly. All right, guys. That's going to be the end of this Range Talk podcast. My name is Isaiah.
My name is Cisco.
And we'll see you all on the next one at BB Wars, actually. We'll see
you this Saturday, baby. Let's go!